Hello and welcome to Away with Yin. I'm Andy and I'm so thankful that you decided to join me for this Vin to Yin yoga practice. Our practice today will focus on shoulders, heart, and hamstrings. So let's get to it. Before you get comfortable lying down on your back, feel free to grab a bolster, a big cushion, and a set of blocks for today's practice. And we'll start lying down in the most comfortable shape you can find, beginning by just taking a few deep rounds of breath. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling out nose or mouth, and not worrying about how deep the breath is to start. Instead, can you just notice how it feels to breathe? As you continue to just explore your breath, let me share with you what a Vin to Yin yoga practice looks like. So the first half of our class will be Vinyasa or flow-based, dynamic movements targeting the muscles and linking breath with movement, while the last half of our class will be Yin-based, so targeting connective tissues, being more still and engaging in passive stretches. So the focus of our practice today is going to be around creating space in and around your heart to radiate in. And we can start to explore creating space with the help of our hands. So placing your hands on your lower ribs, and as you take a big breath in, can you breathe big enough that your ribs draw up to meet your hands? And let the exhale breath be just as full and complete. As you exhale, feel the hands descend or close along with your ribs. But as you breathe in, feel the space being created, not just via the ribs, but through the feedback in your hands as well. And so why is it important to make space around your heart? Well, from a Taoist perspective and a yogi perspective, it's thought that our truth lives in our hearts. And just like a singing bowl, it needs space around it and within it to ring, to sing, and to be heard. So the more heavy the heart is, the harder it is for us to connect to the whispers of our truth. But when there's space around it, again, there's space for the heart to sing. Once you feel satisfied, you can let your hands release back down to your sides. Take a moment to just notice how you feel. And from there, big full body stretch. Inhale the arms up overhead, point through your toes. And as you exhale, hug the knees into your heart. Take a rock from side to side. Exhale breath to release your feet back to the earth. Hands along your sides as we prepare for our bridge pose. Taking a breath in, and as you exhale, press into your feet, your arms to lift your hips. Pause up at the top. Squeeze through your glutes, engage your legs while you keep your upper body soft. Breathing in. Exhale, gently release back down. Now you can do that same thing again, or maybe you join me by coming onto your toes and lifting the heels. And same thing, inhale breath to exhale, lift. Engagement in your low body, soft in your upper body. As you inhale, can you lower the hips halfway? Exhale to press and rise. And keep that going. Lowering as you inhale, exhale to press and lift. Remember, we are looking to link breath with movement this first half of practice. You've got it. Inhale, lower. Exhale to lift. Squeezing into the glutes. This is your last press and squeeze. As you exhale, the hips return to the earth, the heels return to the earth. And we'll start to make our way into a hamstring stretch, inviting our right leg towards the ceiling. Hands wrap around the back of that leg and start by just pointing and flexing through the right toes. Finding your two peace fingers, can you grab a hold of your big toe? If not your big toe, the ankle, the outer edge of the foot, as we move into half happy baby. Left arm can extend out to the side, left knee might fall to the side as a counterbalance. So we just focus our awareness on this inner right thigh and the inner groin. With an exhale breath now, releasing your left leg back to center as we prepare for another bridge pose. So feet flat, inhale breath. To exhale, press into those feet, lifting your hips, pause at the top. Option to keep your hands by your sides or maybe interlace the fingers behind you to open the chest, the heart more, rising higher onto your shoulders. You can stay, or you might lift your toes and then lower the toes back down. Keep that going to find more strength, more engagement in your low body as well as your shins. And as we find this engagement in our low body, keep pressing into your arms to open your heart. Next time the toes lower, keep them lowered. Gently release your hands, release your hips back down to the earth. Take a moment just to absorb that hard work, feeling into your shins. Before moving into your hamstring stretch, second side, left leg rises, we point and we flex through the toes. Hands can be around the thigh, if not the calf. Just breathe in, breathe out. And we'll journey into half happy baby, locating the big left toe, if not the outer edge of the foot, the ankle. Just trying to get your left femur to the outside edge of your body. And the more you can think of opening the knee to the side, the more you'll feel through the left inner thigh, inner groin. And gently releasing your happy baby before hugging the knees back into the heart. We're making our way to seated. You might roll onto one side or roll up and down the spine a couple times. And once you're back upright, comfortable seat, sitting up tall through your spine. Relax your shoulders. Inhale breath, both arms rise to the sky. Exhale to twist over to the right. And now we keep our left hand to our knee. Inhale that right arm back up. And as you exhale, side body stretch, reaching through your right fingers. Nice. As you release, your right hand journeys to your opposite knee. Side body stretch as the left arm rises. To exhale, side bend. Inhale, rise, and exhale, twist now over to the left. Inhale, breath. To exhale, release, unravel, nice and easy. Nice, so you can either stay in your cross-legged seat, maybe bringing opposite shin in front this time, or you might join me in sitting on the heels. I'm actually sitting up on a block. And we'll start to warm the shoulders even more, bringing hands to your shoulders as you draw circles with your elbows in one direction. Be certain to switch the direction of your circles now. Keep breathing, keep sitting up tall. Let this be your last circle before releasing the hands down to your sides. Awesome job. With a big breath in, can you extend your arms out to the sides? Hands can either come down to your sides or interlace the fingers behind your back. Open the collarbones. With an exhale, bring your hands to the left side of your waist. Your ear will fall over your left shoulder to experience a stretch through the right side of your neck. If it's uncomfortable to interlace your fingers, just release your hands down to the earth. And gently take the head back to center. Inhale, open your heart, reach your knuckles behind you before taking your hands over to the second side. Right ear will fall over the right shoulder, and again, you can have your fingers interlaced, trying to squeeze your elbows together behind you. The hands can always just rest down at your sides. Head journeys back to center. Inhale to pull the knuckles down, open your collarbones. Exhale as you fold forward. Your hands can stay at your sides, resting on your back or reaching towards the sky. Inhale breath, we rise back up. Open the heart one more time before releasing our hands, rolling up the shoulders. Inhale to open the arms wide, and as you exhale, give yourself a hug. Tuck your chin towards your chest, opening the back of your heart. Inhale to open the arms wide. Exhale, opposite hand on top. Give yourself a hug. Fingers reach towards your shoulder blades as you tuck chin towards chest, breathing into the space in between the shoulders. Open the arms wide one last time. Release your hands down. Just feel into the upper body. Awesome job. And we'll take the block out from beneath us, journeying out of your seat and finding your hands and knees. Moving into our cat-cow as we inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart, the tail. Exhale to push the earth away as you reach the back of your heart towards the ceiling and just flowing in and out, moving with your breath. Let this be your last breath, and we'll journey to a neutral spine, getting ready for our down dog, lifting the hips up and back, taking your dog for a little walk, or any other things you like to find in your first down dog of practice. Once you're satisfied, we find a still down dog and we start to prepare to lift our hips up and over an imaginary hurdle, finding a high plank. In your high plank, really press into your shoulders, lift the hips up and back, and we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Moving really slow, 1 more round, using your core strength and not momentum to move you. Nice job. Exhale, down dog. Beautiful. Breathe in, breathe out, and lower your knees back down to your tabletop pose. Find a happy puppy, wag your tail side to side, any movement you'd like. And then we'll reach our right leg back behind us, stepping it forward and through, finding our low lunge. So low lunge, our knee is roughly over our ankle. We're lengthening tall through our spine, lifting out of our low back. Nice and proud and spacious through our heart. Inhaling the arms up overhead. As you exhale, the hands waterfall back down to frame the front foot, moving into half split as we send our hips back, lengthening through this right leg. Inhale, breath to lengthen spine. Exhale as you fold over your leg, really feeling space being created through your hamstring. Inhale to bend back into your right knee. The arms reach up overhead. And next, we're just going to flow in and out of low lunge, half split. You can do this with your hands on the earth, or you might join me in finding this hands free. So inhaling to lift the arms overhead, bending into right knee. Exhale, the hands swing back behind you as you lengthen that right leg. And your last option is to maybe interlace the fingers behind your back, really opening the front of your heart as you roll your shoulders back and down out of your ears. And just keep going. Next time that right leg is straight, can you pause, releasing your hands down to the earth if you haven't already? Walk yourself forward, bending into the right knee, and lift off your back knee. We're moving into a pyramid pose. So the back foot slides up about halfway. Can you point those left toes towards the top left corner of your mat? Inhaling to lengthen spine. Exhale to fold over your legs. Keep pressing the left hip forward to draw the right hip back. Breathe into right hamstring. Next inhale breath, we lengthen through our spine. We step back, journeying into our tabletop pose once again. And we'll find balance over on the second side. Reach that left leg long behind you before you encourage it to find the space in between your hands, top of the mat. Low lunge. Hands can be grounded. They can rise to your hips, your knee. Just keep lengthening out of your low back, reaching your heart and your crown head towards the sky. Nice job. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, release hands down and journey into half split. So send the hips back as you lengthen through your left leg, lightly pressing through your left heel. Imagine you're dragging it back to the back side of your mat. Inhale, breath to lengthen spine. Exhale to fold, tucking chin towards chest. Just breathe. Inhale to bend back into the right knee. We're finding our low lunge half split flow. Hands might reach up overhead. As you exhale, swing them back behind you, or the hands can always journey to the earth. But regardless, as you find this shape, regardless of the option you're taking with your arms, can you think of keeping your spine long and pressing your chest forward even as you fold over your legs? And last but not least, you can always find the interlace with your fingers, but if that feels like too much, it's just an option. The more stable you are in your low body, the more freedom, the more movement in your upper body. Finding your half split for the last time, exhaling your hands down to the mat, bending into your right knee. Lift off that back knee as we find our pyramid pose, second side. So right toes reach towards the right corner or point towards the right corner of your mat. Find a long spine, breathe in. Exhale to fold, press your right hip towards the top of the mat. Nice job. Let's take our right foot, step it up to meet the left foot, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale to soften and bow. Inhale, root to rise, the arms sweep up and over. Exhale, hands to heart. Awesome job. Let's add on to this flow. With the breath in, reach the arms back up overhead. Exhale as you swan dive, fold forward, bend into your knees. Halfway lift at the bottom, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and bow, stepping back, down dog, or you can flow through a vinyasa, lowering down to your belly or halfway. Inhaling, heart opener of choice, before exhaling, downward facing dog. Nice job. Let's inhale, reach the right leg long. As you exhale, step it forwards and through, however it needs to get there. Finding our warrior one, so that back foot is similar to what you found in your pyramid pose before pressing into the feet to inhale, rise. Nice, reach through your fingers, biceps along your ears, tall through your spine, lifting out of your low back. Lots of strength as you reach your upper body to this diagonal line. Your hands will wrap around the back of your right hamstring and find some courage to step that back foot forward. Nice, shift your weight into your left foot as we start to peel our right foot off of the earth. Our hands take our leg along with us as we stand upright. Surprise balance pose. You can keep the right knee bent or maybe explore kicking through the heel. With an exhale breath, a big step back, high lunge, inhaling the arms overhead. To exhale, release, option to find a vinyasa or skip it, downward facing dog. Nice down dog, just breathe as we prepare for the second side. This time, the left leg rises. We step it forwards and through in between the hands, preparing for warrior one. So the back heel lowers at about a diagonal line. Press into your feet to lift your arms away from the floor. Nice. Just take a moment to breathe, find your alignment, pressing your right hip forward, your left hip back, bending into the left knee. Lots of strength as your upper body finds that diagonal line from crown to heel. And give your left thigh a hug, wrapping your hands around your leg before stepping the right foot forward. Preparing for balance, weight into your right foot as you start to lift your left leg and your chest away from the floor. Stand really tall through your spine, crown ahead, reaching to the sky. You can keep the left knee bent, or maybe you lengthen the left leg long. Nice, that left leg starts to swing back nice and easy, high lunge. Inhale the arms up overhead. Beautiful. As you exhale, waterfall the hands down. You can step back, down dog, great place to stay. Or if you'd like to find a vinyasa, it's awaiting your arrival. Phew, good work. Breathe into that down dog. With an exhale breath, lower the knees to the mat and enjoy a child's pose. You've earned it. We have one last flow to find, kind of blending all of those things together. Lift yourself up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg rises. Option to open the hip by stacking your knee on top of your hip, keeping your upper body nice and square. Inhale to lengthen the right leg before stepping it forwards and through. Prepare for your warrior one. Nice. When you're steady through your feet, inhale those arms up to the sky. Take a moment to find your footing. Breathing in, breathing out. For our humble warrior, you can either reach the hands back behind you, interlacing the elbows, the wrists, or maybe the fingers. Roll your shoulders down and back. Lengthen your arms down to open your heart. You can stay or exhale to fold as you dive inside your right leg. Hands can always stay on your back. Maybe they reach up towards the sky. Keep bending into your right knee and letting your head just surrender towards the floor. Nice. We're stable in our legs. Breathe in. Exhale to release your hands and hug your right femur once again. When you're ready, step the left foot forward to meet the right. Your weight shifts into your left foot as we start to rise up, finding our balance pose. You can repeat what we did last time, or maybe you find those peace fingers once again, grabbing hold of your big toe and extending, reaching, kicking through the right leg, lengthening through your spine, crown ahead. The left hand can find your hip or maybe extend out to the side as a counterbalance. Just keep radiating the limbs out, including the crown of your head. Nice. Breathe in, exhale, release, walk it out. Great job. Getting ready for our flow, inhaling the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, forward folds. Halfway lift down at the bottom, think figure 7. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, step back. You decide vinyasa or skip it, down dog. Nice. And from that down dog, just take a cleansing breath. Clear your mind for the second side. And we'll inhale the left leg high, option to open the hip. Keep your ribs square, your shoulders square to the mat. Nice. Inhale, lengthen left leg. Exhale, step it forwards and through. Warrior one, so the back heel grounds down at about a diagonal line. Stable through your feet before you lift your upper body. Take a moment to just steady yourself back upright and decide what option you'd like to take with your hands before humbling your upper body. We open through the front of the heart, rolling the shoulders back and down before diving forward if you choose. So making lots of space through the chest, the front of the heart, the upper back, so the truth of our heart can ring free. Breathe where you are. With an exhale, release your hands, hug your left femur, step that right foot forward when you're ready. Nice job. Weight into your right foot, and our hands take our left leg along with us as we journey ourselves back to standing. Steady, easeful breath. Maybe the left leg stays bent, or we find the big toes and we just explore kicking through the left leg. There can always be a bend in your knee. You'll see that my knee is not straight, but I'm standing tall through my spine, grounding down through my standing foot, and radiating, singing that song, that truth outward through every limb. Nice. Breathe in, exhale, release. Wonderful job. Walk it out, shake it out. You did it. Whatever you need to do to shake it out, walk it out, swing it out. And we'll take one last flow to the earth. Inhale the arms up, exhale, forward fold. Down at the bottom, halfway lift to exhale, bow. Choosing to take your final vinyasa or your final downward facing dog. And from your down dog, take a big breath in. With an exhale breath, lower your knees down to the earth and find your child's pose. If child's pose is uncomfortable for you, know that that's okay. Instead, just find a different comfortable shape, just a place to notice how you feel the warmth in your body from that dynamic flow, and start to enjoy a few rounds of breath out an open mouth to start to cool the body, the tissues off as we journey into the yin portion of our practice. Everything starts to move slower now, including our transitions. So, with your next inhale breath, can you slowly lift yourself away from the floor? Take a cleansing breath up at the top, and we'll start to journey into our first yin shape, which is our caterpillar pose. So, you can gather your props, your bolster, your set of blocks, and take a seat with your legs long. The feet do not have to be touching, there can be space between them, and we'll explore some ways to support the upper body in this fold. If it's just using your bolster in between your legs, you could sit up on the bolster or a block, or maybe create a bench with your bolster by bringing your blocks to either side of your legs and placing your cushion on top. I'm choosing to sit up on my bolster just because I find when my hips are elevated, there's more fold in the upper body. That's what works for me, regardless of what option you're taking. As you start your fold, can you hinge from your hips? And once there's no more hinge from the hips, actually let your spine round. The more you encourage the spine to round, the more we'll open the space in between our shoulder blades or the back of our heart. And I always think it's a nice option to support your forehead in your fold. Some students don't like that, so the choice is yours. But just keep in mind that the more we support ourselves in the yin practice, the more we release. So we move away from using our muscles to hold the pose, and instead we let our muscular contraction go and we start to open our hearts and our trust to letting the pose hold us instead. So do your very best to surrender to gravity. Do your best to relax. Even if you feel a little uncomfortable, that's okay. The more we can surrender to gravity, the more we relax, the more we receive, and the more that the connective tissues or the plastic tissues in our body, the more benefit they receive that way. And again, everything slows down. That includes how long we hold the pose. So, trying to relax into this caterpillar pose for 2 to 4 minutes, feeling a sensation in the backs of our legs, the backs of our glutes, our low back, our mid back, our upper back, all along the posterior chain, the back side of the body. There is no specific breath practice that is required in yin yoga. Just as long as your breath is moving, that's a good sign that you're in the right place. If you ever find your breath getting caught or stuck, that means we've gone too far too fast. And it's also nice to just breathe a few intentional rounds of breath when we first enter the pose. And from there, really giving the breath the space to just do its own thing. Remember, everything slows down, including our transitions. So, with your next inhale breath, can you use your hands to help guide your spine back upright? It's okay if the blocks or the props go flying. Let them as you slowly walk the spine back upright, taking a moment of pause up at the top to integrate and to just notice how you feel. Before we find our next posture, can you find a comfortable seat to move into a spinal twist? Inhaling to sit up tall with your exhale breath twisting over to one side, maintaining that long, healthy, safe spine. For one more inhale, as you exhale, gently unravel back to center. Preparing for the second side, breathing in to lengthen, exhale to twist. Inhaling to lengthen, exhale, twist a tiny bit deeper, not cranking or forcing, just exploring. Breathing in to exhale, unravel. Nice job shifting your props out of your way so you can come to lie down on your back. And as you journey onto your back, oftentimes I think it feels nice to take a moment and just take in the earth, take in that grounding sensation. Your legs can be long, they can be bent. Just let your shoulder blades pour into the earth. Your heart is like a bell, and the truth that rests inside it wants to ring freely. So let's replicate that with our body, finding a star shape by reaching the hands to the top corners of the mat and the feet to the low corners. Radiating from the inside out. To find more emphasis now through the left side of our heart, let's journey into our banana pose. So our left foot journeys over to meet the right foot, and our shoulders start to shimmy in that same direction. So our hips are flat, our shoulders are flat against the floor, but we're compressing the right side of our body to open the left side. You can explore crossing your ankles and letting your arms just rest somewhere comfortably overhead, if it's clasping fingers, elbows, or anywhere in between, and letting your gaze rest somewhere most comfortable for your neck. As you enjoy a big breath in, can you feel that breath through your left waist, the rib cage pulling away from the hip? And anywhere else you might be feeling that breath, this is an opportunity for you to slow down, start to take the external noise away, to tune more deeply, more clearly to the sensations within. Enjoying your last breath in, and as you find the exhale, can you very slowly start to make your way back to center? Before rushing onto the second side, can you let yourself just pause in the space in between, noticing how you feel from right side compared to left? Before moving on to the second side, can you radiate outwards, reaching the arms overhead, the feet to the outer edges of the mat? And we'll take it on to the second side. So shimmying your shoulders over to the left, taking your right foot over to meet the left. And no rush in even arriving to the posture. You can take your time to fidget and wiggle, find that Goldilocks place for yourself to sink into stillness. And know that the more still you become, the more light that is illuminated onto the sensations you're feeling within. And from a Taoist perspective, a healthy heart is a light heart, a heart that has spaciousness all around it and within it. And although your heart likes to radiate, it likes to shine, on the flip side of that, it also needs time to retreat back inwards, to return home. So let this banana pose feel like a journey back home. As you relax, you settle, you embrace the stillness, you embrace the quiet. Because in those quiet, still spaces is where we authentically connect to our truth. Our heart becomes heavy, becomes weighed down by expectations, by preconceived ideas, by excess knowledge or the excess opinions of others. When we take in too much noise, it weighs down the heart. And when the heart is heavy, it does not sing. There is not the space around it for the sound to travel through. In Taoist philosophy, we're always looking to find balance. So, balance between yin and yang, warm and cold, dynamic, active, passive, and grounding. And it's the same thing with your heart. It likes to connect, but it always needs that time to retreat, to return back inwards. Again, to the quiet place where your authentic light, your authentic truth can shine. One last breath before journeying out of your banana and back to center. Your arms can come somewhere comfortable, your legs can be straight, they can bend, but really embrace this moment of pause, this place to sense, to feel, because to feel is to understand. If you haven't done so already, you can bend into your knees and we'll move into reclined butterfly, bringing the soles of our feet together, our knees apart. If this feels like too much tugging or too much resistance in your knees or your legs, feel free to bring some blocks beneath your knees to support yourself a little more. Your hands are welcome to go anywhere they'd like. I'm choosing to return them to my lower ribs to explore the spaciousness that we've created all around our heart. As we settle into the posture, notice a mirroring sensation between your hips and your heart. So we've opened the heart, the upper back, and now we feel that reflected. We're beginning to feel that reflected throughout our hips. Nothing more, nothing less to do than relax, settle, and let yourself return home. Taking your hands back alongside your body, and perhaps using your hands to help encourage your knees together. Once the knees are together, you might walk the feet to the edges of the mat, letting the knees fall in towards one another, just feeling a release and an opposite rotation throughout your hips and your low back. saying goodbye to your rebound and saying hello to your final resting pose. If there's any movements you need to make before settling in, please do so, or doing whatever it is you need to do to become the most comfortable that you have all practice. This is our final retreat home, a retreat back to that still, quiet place where we let ourselves connect to our truth. And with all of the space that we've created around our hearts, let that truth ring, let it radiate out from inside out, getting it ready to share with the world. Beginning now to deepen your breath. And from that deep breath, sweeping your thumb across your fingerprints, sweeping your gaze from left to right, eventually wiggling fingers, wiggling toes, allowing that movement to become larger as you circle your wrists, circle your ankles. A big full body stretch as you inhale those arms overhead, breathing lots of space in, and exhale, breathing all of it back out. You might choose to roll onto one side of your body, staying there as long as you'd like before making your way off of the floor and into a comfortable seat. One last moment to notice how you feel after exploring your shoulders, your hearts, and your hamstrings. And join me with your hands at your heart for one last unified breath, breathing in and breathing out. Thank you so much, my friends, for your time, your energy, and your trust. Consider leaving me a comment, liking this video, or maybe subscribing. And regardless of all of that, from my heart to yours, thank you, take care, and see you next time.